about the Champions League.
Who would have thought a Tottenham fan, a Manchester United fan, and an Arsenal fan would get along? Well, sometimes. What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.
Yes, right, you heard that right there. We've teamed up with Rocket Mobile for the mobile phone plan for football fans in the UK. You heard it there. It's unlimited calls, unlimited texts, unlimited minutes, and 20 gigabytes of data to use in the EU if and when you go on holiday. Plus perks, content, and other prizes when you make the switch to Rocket Mobile. So just scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of your screen, or click the link below after you finish watching this show, of course, to learn more. But today, we're going to be talking a lot Arsenal, Liverpool, but not just because of the game tonight, but because of Mark Guehi, because it seems to be heating up. Now, on my left, I've got the Arsenal representative, Laurie. How you doing today, mate? You feeling nice? You feeling good?
Good, as you can imagine. I'm feeling confident, and yeah, why wouldn't I be?
No, good point. And on my other side, I got Alex back in the building, back on Live at 5. How are you feeling?
In general or about tonight?
About football.
About football. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I tweeted earlier, this is probably the lowest level of confidence I've ever had going into a game at the Emirates, and I include FA Cup ties and League Cup ties, Champions League games. In terms of, you know, the injury list, I'm hearing rumours that Ekitike, Konate and Chiesa aren't playing. I've heard rumours that they are. They have travelled, but they weren't on the walk in Russell Square earlier. So a lot of conflicting reports. But I do think, you know, this could be a very long night for Liverpool. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll get into the game a bit more for now. But what I want to talk about is Mark Guehi. Because in the last few hours, it seems, obviously everyone knows what was happening with Mark Guehi in the summer. He had the Liverpool kit on, doing the interviews, passed his medical, 35 million deal agreed. Then Mark Glasner pretty much picked up the phone, went no, and it all cancelled. It all ended, and we know how that has affected Liverpool's season going forward in terms of centre-backs. But in the last few days, Man City have come forward as someone else who wants to sign Mark Guehi. Very keen on Mark Guehi. So Gvardiol's injured, Diaz is injured, John Stones has just disappeared. Kusanov is playing a lot of minutes at the moment. So they want a new centre-back, and it's Man City. If they want something, they just put as much money as they can down on the table as possible to get it. But the latest news in this, according to the Crossy from the Daily Star, Jeremy Cross. So Jeremy Cross from Daily Star has said that Man City are confident of securing a 30 million deal for Mark Guehi in the coming days, with the Crystal Palace centre-back keen to play for Pep Guardiola. But then, a couple hours later, John Cross of the Mirror has now come out and said that Arsenal are ready to enter the race for Mark Guehi, although it remains to be seen whether they'll be willing to make a bid this month or wait until the summer for a free transfer. Now, we all know Arsenal's love for centre-backs, right? Arsenal love a centre-back. Mikel Arteta loves signing a defender. Laurie, do you actually need Mark Guehi?
Right now, no, we don't. I mean, I must say, I was surprised when I heard the news. I heard it from Kenya. Shout out to Kenya, my beautiful cousin in the building. She enlightened me, and my first reaction was one of surprise, if not shock, because I'm like, listen, Mark Guehi is an outstanding player, and I can understand why many clubs would be interested. But I would say we don't need to make any signings in the January transfer, certainly. And if we did, just say we did, I would have thought Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta and the likes would have more focused their attentions further up the field rather than centre-backs, because I'm very happy, obviously, with Saliba and Gabriel. I'm a fan of Hincapié. I'm a fan of Mosquera. Okay, we've got some injuries, but you know, those guys should be back in action fairly soon. Mosquera. We've still got Ben White. I know he's had injury issues. So yeah, I was somewhat surprised. But that being said, you can't really say too much about Andrea Berta in terms of his opinion and getting things right, because he's done a fantastic job at the club so far in the signings that he's brought in. So,
if Arsenal do want to sign Mark Guehi, and maybe there is a certain extent of this, if it's just a case of, if he's free in the summer, we might just have a crack at going for him, just in case we do. But then the other side of it is your defensive injuries happened last season, happening this season as well. So maybe it's a case of maybe you don't, Berta doesn't trust your defenders to always stay fit. But I do think there are also better options for Mark Guehi, if it's be it Liverpool or be it Man City. Do you think, Alex?
Hang on. When you say better options,
for him personally, in the same way that
minutes,
I thought,
man, that's what he's referring to.
In the same way that I thought Liverpool was a better option for
minutes.
Semenyo, for him to play every week, week in, week
I
out.
thought he's throwing shade about clubs, because if you're Mark Guehi, you're about to join the Premier League champions. So you got
the Premier League champions are Liverpool. Last time I checked,
huh?
Currently. The holders of that trophy behind you is Liverpool.
Yeah, that's current.
Dylan, if you're...
I think you'll find that in May, that will be a long lost memory.
It's 4 months away, so let's see.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Well, you saying, Dylan, if you were?
Listen, I think from a Liverpool point of view, I saw that news about an hour ago and I went, what? I had to almost do a double take. To make matters even worse, when I've loaded my laptop up onto this stream, the ad that I was served was Mark Guehi's Simmer Eats collab meals. So not only am I watching a stream and I'm on a stream about Arsenal hijacking my centre-back that I would like, that we've had in Liverpool merchandise when he was having his pictures done, when Steve Parish went to the gym. Yeah, anyway, I won't get demonetised. So to go from that to Arsenal maybe hijacking it, then I click on my laptop and I'm served a Mark Guehi ad, is adding salt to the wound, if I'm honest, because do Arsenal need him? Absolutely not. Would he get higher in the pecking order than a Ben White? Probably not. Man City, do they need him? Probably.
He'd be Arsenal's third choice centre-half.
Yeah, he would play if you want
White.
minutes to try and ensure your entry into the World Cup squad, which is pretty much guaranteed anyway. Let's not lie, like he's the best English centre-back. He will be in the England squad for the World Cup. But if you want minutes, come to Liverpool. We almost basically had you.
Liverpool.
And you were scared about minutes then. Have you seen us recently? You've beaten us 3 times already this season. You want minutes? Come and play for us. But I can't. Maybe this is a smokescreen. I don't see how Arsenal need another centre-back. I mean, he spends more in defence than anyone I've ever seen.
Arsenal, we've got Saliba, Mosquera, Ben White, Hincapié, Gabriel, and then even Timber and Calafiori.
But did you say he starts in the team?
For
right
you?
Now?
For us?
No,
for Liverpool. No, I said he'd be your third choice centre-back.
It
would go Gabriel, Saliba.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant he'd start saying, hang on, man.
No,
he'd start for us.
I'm saying. He'd be your third choice centre-back. He'd start for you, and he'd probably start for City at the moment as well.
Yeah, he would. He would start for City.
Yeah, I think he would start for City, so I can see it being a good move for him. But also, to say this, I do think there's a certain level of arrogance for any of the teams who think they can get him for 30 mil. You agreed 35 for him last season, but last summer. But what I see is Palace, if they want to keep him, they want to keep their club captain, because they're going on a European title charge here right now. I know it's Conference League.
It's not going well for them.
But it's not going fantastically for them. But that means that they will want to keep their literal club captain, the guy who lifted the FA Cup for them last season, was stunning in the FA Cup final. They need to keep
against who was that?
Guy.
Who did they beat?
Man City. So why do you want to go there? I mean, look, Arsenal don't need him. City have a claim to need him, but I would hope as a Liverpool fan that because of the pre kind of groundwork that we've already done on this one, we would almost be out of respect given the first choice of refusal. And I think if we added maybe a couple mil onto what we did last time, then I think it would get it over the line. But
would you want
Man City are
Liverpool to
confident, Arsenal are confident. Do you know who's loving this? The agent, because he's just bouncing all these clubs off of each other, going, they're paying us this, telling this person, and it's now becoming a bit of a circus.
From an Arsenal point of view, I suspect that this is a flex. This has happened to Arsenal.
Why would it be a flex?
I'll tell you why. Because previously, when we've gone for players, lo and behold, the likes of City have come in and have tried to flex their muscles and make us, try and big boy Arsenal out of it, as if to say, we're interested as well. I strongly suspect that this is a flex. I can't believe that Arsenal will be interested, certainly in this transfer window.
But it's only a flex if you actually sign him.
No, it's not.
If City are confident they're going to get him, and you go, we're going to try now, and then nothing changes and City still get him, that's not a flex for Arsenal.
It is. It's mind games.
No, it's not, because it's someone. If you go into it,
and
then it means that you've lost out or you got rejected. If you're interested and you try.
That's not my thought process.
But that's exactly what it is. If you try and sign someone and they sign for someone else, then you've been rejected.
It's not so
So
much
it's
trying to
only a
sign
flex for
someone.
Arsenal. if you
Also,
actually
has this
get him
been
in.
confirmed by like Sky and BBC that Arsenal are in for him, or is it just this one report?
Well,
that
so
we're going
it's the Mirror report saying that Arsenal are interested in him, but it's unclear on if they're going to go this month or if they're waiting.
on? But who
until
else
the
has
summer.
confirmed that? Is my question.
We're still waiting to see if there's further confirmation or
Okay.
not. But regardless of it, I know you're talking about the flex stuff, but I want to ask: do you want to see Liverpool rejoin this race? Because to my knowledge,
It's not. Do I want Liverpool must be there to be in this race in first position because of the agreement that we've already had with him. Like I said, Steve Parish, and I said this in court, right in front of Carell. Shout out HMRC Football Podcast. I said Steve Parish is a disgrace because he knew the summer transfer deadline window on September the 1st or whatever it was 7 p.m. He went to a gym class from 5:30 to 6:30, fully well knowing that in the locker his phone would have been
Pinging off
the wall, bro. So, out of respect, they have beaten us 3 times as well, so they've had their fun. Please stop beating us now. Please stop beating us, Crystal Palace. You've had your fun.
it can't be anyone.
Out of respect, out of the gentlemanly agreement, the contractual agreement, more importantly, the legal binding agreement that we did have, that we submitted the deal sheet for, didn't get over the line because, like I said, Parish was at the gym doing yoga and whatnot, Pilates. So big up to him, and obviously, health is wealth and all that. But out of respect, we should be and listen, we could still be the first choice, and then he still might pick someone like a Bayern Munich ahead of us, but at least give us the first choice.
Yeah, so that is one of the other teams mentioned in the report that Bayern Munich are also looking. But Bayern Munich, they're the ones who are looking at a free deal in the summer. Bayern Munich don't really
because they
splash
accepted the deal that we made for them. So it's difficult to see everyone else in for him. But this is what happens when you're not deadly serious in the transfer market. Like, we waited right up until literally the last minute to try and get this done. This should have been dealt with a month before the window
I
even
remember
shut.
you saying, well, we were here on deadline
Should
day
have
doing
been.
the deadline day stream, and you said the exact same thing.
And like, this is now karma for us because we've, pussyfooted around, messed the market up a little bit in terms of leaving it so late to get a deal sheet and even a bid submitted. Even a bid submitted took until the last day.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're not serious and you don't just go, bosh, there's the money, hold that, let's all shake hands and move on. We've got our player. And if we had Guéhi in our team this season at centre back,
You'd be
who
so much
knows
more
where we'd be
settled.
right now? Who knows?
Yeah.
And there's no way of ever knowing.
4th, maybe?
No, we are 4th.
They'd have more
There's no way of
points,
ever knowing.
100%.
We would definitely have more points. We've lost 4 last-minute winners and equalisers. Like, he would have stopped that. So for me, it's very frustrating because we weren't serious enough. We left it right up until the last minute, and now look, and now we're trying to climb around and get a deal done when everyone else is now involved as well. So it's our own fault, but I'd still like to think because of the deal that we did have, we get that first refusal for the same price, same contract.
All about Arsenal says we play Liverpool tonight. This sounds like mind games. We'll get on to the Liverpool game in a minute. But also, I do want to also read out Oliver Glasner's quotes from yesterday on this. Because Glasner, well, we all know how Glasner is in the press. He's forthcoming, I think. And he's potentially maybe overly honest at times. What he said yesterday to Sky Sports, he said, I think that Mark Guehi will stay at Crystal Palace. But if Mark says, I want to leave, and a club pays massive money with 5 months left on his contract, every player will leave if you're playing for a club like Crystal Palace, because then you can't afford it. As in, afford not to say yes. But I'm pretty sure our chairman will ask for a very high price for him, and let's see. I don't know if Mark wants to leave. So right now, when I see him playing, when I see him training, when I see his commitment, when we are talking quite often together, I think the fans can be really calm, but you never know what will happen in football. I do think the potential posturing from Man City saying, that they're super confident or they're very confident they can secure a 30 million deal for him. They won't go over the 35 million pounds that you agreed in the summer, is what Ben Jacobs says, and Arsenal possibly in the race. It could even be a case of it's just Crystal Palace saying Arsenal are in the race because Arsenal previously said something or previously had interest in him in the summer to see if Man City can raise their bid or to see if they can tempt Liverpool back into it. But I think regardless, I think Liverpool have to at least see what could possibly be done in January because you need a centre-back no matter who it is.
Yeah, of course.
And
Mark
Guéhi wants to sign him.
He was our preference, and in the summer we agreed that 35 mil. So there's no way in my head that a 30 mil kind of hijacks a 35 mil offer.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Parish is a businessman he doesn't just fold to that kind of pressure. He wants to see what money can you put on the table. But how many centre backs have we just named for Arsenal? For me, this is a smokescreen. I don't think Arsenal end up signing Mark
Agent
Guehi.
talk.
I told you already, it's a flex.
It's not a flex,
It
bro.
is a
Can
flex.
you tell me your logic?
What
of
have
why
you got
it's
to flex? That you're
Bro,
top of the
do
league
you
now.
not understand the
You
history
haven't
of
won the
football?
league in 22 years.
Have you
I
ever
understand
seen like
history,
when
bro.
clubs, right, when
About flex.
when a player comes,
flex your European
are you gonna
medals
let
then.
me talk? Or are you
Flex
gonna
your
just-
European medals. Go on. What you got?
Are you gonna let me talk?
Now you can talk.
Right. Thank you very
All right,
much.
Kevin
Hold
De
that.
Bruyne.
Right, so this is my
talk.
theory anyway. You've seen over the years where,
Wait till I
a
get
player
on there
comes
tonight.
up and, a few teams will, express an interest. There might
Yeah.
be one club in particular that is strongly linked. Obviously, Liverpool were, and then City. Now Arsenal are sort of entering the fray, putting themselves out there to just disrupt the whole conversation. Because like I said, I didn't see this coming. No one saw this coming. I can't honestly think that Arsenal would be interested in not signing a player because he's obviously an outstanding player. But at this moment in time, we definitely don't need him. I would argue even in the summer we don't need him. So to me, it's just like throwing the cat amongst the pigeons type of stuff.
But that's not a flex. That's
Calling
just,
us pigeons.
Well, that's
rage
my
baiting.
interpretation.
That's
You don't
just
have to
rage
agree.
baiting teams to be annoying.
Well, okay, call it rage baiting, but that's
You're just
my.
doing it to be. Do you think there's any sort of credence in what what All About Arsenal said about possible mind games ahead of the game tonight? Because obviously it's come
possible.
out a few hours just before kickoff.
I guess what I'm saying is.
I don't think the
that-
players are listening to this. John Cross on Twitter.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. I don't think. I just think that it's just Arsenal being a little bit mischievous, announcing themselves as that big club. Now we can go in for anyone. You know what I mean? It's
Do
just-
you not
it's
believe
flexing.
there's any genuine kind of smoke to this?
I find it
Because to
difficult
start
to
with,
believe.
I don't know why he would sign for Arsenal.
Exactly, and I don't see why we would need him. If
So-
anything, if we were going to sign a player, which I doubt very much, knowing Arsenal as I do, we will sign anyone this January transfer window. If we was, then surely you'd have to be looking further up the pitch, dare I say it, a forward, because, we're not scoring enough goals.
I thought you
That's
just bought the
probably
forward though of your dreams.
I know,
You
I
fought
know.
all summer for him.
And that's what I'm saying. If we were, that would be the only position. Where
Someone in the chat here, Laurie, said,
Yeah.
Laurie, you mean to say you are trying to flex? It's only a flex if you actually sign him.
That's
Well,
what-
listen,
that's what-
that
that's
guy,
what I was
that
saying
guy
to you
can
before.
interpret.
But you're saying
You
you're
know
not
what?
going to sign him, so how is
You
it
don't
a
agree
flex?
with the word I use, but you know the sentiment while I'm
I
talking,
think
right?
it's. I'd use the
I
word
don't- I-
smokescreen.
yeah,
I don't
I
think
just-
flex
I just-
is.
You wanna
think
call
the
it
word
smokescreen?
flex-
I mean,
Fine.
I only
It's
recognise
a
one
flex
flex.
if you then bring him in. If you're like, we've already got all the other centre backs, and we're going to bring in this guy as well, like what Liverpool were
Got
doing.
flex
in
at
the summer.
United View.
All right,
it's just
okay,
a smokescreen, bro.
Mischievous?
Yeah,
Throwing the
I
cat
think
amongst the pigeons?
it's more
Oh,
like
you're
that
hard.
You're just like trying to cause some chaos and
Yes,
carnage
that's
for
right,
for the hell of it. But like a flex, for example, would be what Liverpool were doing with the strikers in the summer with Newcastle. It was all right. We're going to take your striker and your replacement.
That's a
for him.
flex.
That's what.
That
I
is a
think
flex.
That's what that is. That at the time.
Like
it
I
was,
said, we came to your house. Yeah, you were with your
at the
girl.
time it
We
was.
came upstairs. We took your chain, took your girl, and
But
walked
that-
out.
but that didn't
and
quite
then
work
the,
out,
the,
did
the
it?
other chain that you wanted, we went and bought that
You
as
took
well.
the girl, but look what happened to the girl. But anyway,
Excuse me. Let's no.
in other
Fell
words,
off.
you took Isak
let's go
from
on from that
Newcastle,
bit.
but it's not exactly worked out the way you wanted it
Yeah,
to.
well,
has it?
listen.
But listen,
there's always
that's
next
my
year.
interpretation of it. All these other words is semantics, isn't it? But you know the point I'm trying to make.
Look, and on the topic of strikers, because I do want to mention this, I want to bring this up before. Viktor Gyökeres is now 10 games without a goal from open play.
I knew
and
you'd
I
bring
asked
this
you a
up
few
because
weeks
Sesko
ago.
scored a couple of goals, good goals as well,
Hey,
by the
look,
way.
hey, I didn't.
Oh,
look,
now
I
you're
didn't
getting
bring
loud,
up
yeah?
Sesko. Yeah, I didn't
That's
bring up Sesko.
pathetic
I didn't bring
from
up
you as
Sesko.
well.
You're a
Sesko
smart
does
guy.
have
You're
more
a smart
goals from
guy.
open
I
play.
knew this would come
He
in.
doesn't
I knew
have
this
more-
was coming.
Sesko does have more goals from open play in the Prem. in 0 minutes. That is just true. But Sesko, we can talk about the Burnley game.
Talk
if you want in
about
a little
speaking
bit.
from a
But-
position of strength.
But yeah,
I hear
well,
that,
for
bro.
once, to be fair, yeah. But
He took
but
his goals
I want
really
to
well.
ask him: do you want Gyökeres to start still, be
Of
your
course,
starting striker,
of course.
even though like he's gone 10 games without a goal from open play, and he just doesn't
Yes.
seem to be at the wheel at all?
Listen, man, we have to put our faith in him. We bought him for a reason. He is a goal scorer. I know he's not performed anywhere near to the levels we would have hoped or expected even. However, he's the man in position. I've just got to trust that he's going to get it right. Starting with tonight. I mean, if he gets a couple of goals tonight, that would be most welcome.
Mate, if he scores tonight, oh my god. Oh my word. I don't even. I have
Do you
no
think
words.
he's that bad, though? Come on, bro.
It's not. Is he that bad? It's just like
It's
if he
right
scored
now
against
he's that
us
bad.
after he's done like Leeds, Forest, and Brentford or whoever it is,
Yeah.
and then he. No,
I
can't
suspect
have
that he's,
man. Please no.
I suspect that confidence is the
Burnley.
issue here. He's come to a new club, a new
Bad him up, man.
league, a new culture. I think I saw a comment that was attributed to him the other day where he said that he spent a lot of time on his own over here. He's finding it difficult. to settle in that regard. It's a confidence thing, man. Once he gets one or two, he'll probably kick on and get more. So I'm still retaining confidence in him, but he does need to do more. I mean, some of the misses, the one against Brighton, that was a horrible
That
miss,
was bad.
bro.
I think Gyökeres needs to engage big time with Konate tonight. If Konate's
It'll be
even
Gomez.
fit. Or Gomez.
He just needs to
whoever's
finish.
playing along
Greg,
Van Dijk,
Greg,
he needs to properly
Be Gomez
engage with
tonight,
him.
innit?
Gomez. Oof.
I think so.
So if it,
It doesn't matter
if
who
it
it-
is Gomez,
listen,
no,
it
but
doesn't
he,
mean it-
he needs to engage with his centre backs. I feel
Bro.
like a big thing about Gyökeres is he runs in a straight line, right? And then lo and
I've
behold,
told
it's
you this-
very easy to know where he's going to go because he doesn't move. He needs to move. He needs to engage
Get
with
it?
centre
I've
backs.
told you
and
this.
Get
I've
past
told
him.
you this before. No one gives a f about occupying players and moving. With
But
strikers,
that's how you score goals. That's how
Bro,
the best.
it's about
Erling Haaland
finishing.
doesn't just sit there, right? He moves. He tries and
Do you
goes and
understand?
gets past.
It's about finishing. It's about goals.
Yeah, but
Because
to get in the place to finish,
Oh my
you
gosh,
need
this
to be
guy.
able to actually get away from your centre back.
What do you
No,
mean, this guy?
every game, Gyökeres gets chances. He's not finishing them. It's not about. I don't want to give a fuck about
Oh,
occupying
it's
defenders and doing
It's
this and
late.
runs and blah blah blah. He will get chances tonight, as he's had in every game. He's not finishing the chances. It's as simple as that. It's as simply. The guy works hard off the ball. He
Sound
does.
rattled, man.
He
I
makes
just,
runs.
for
I'm
me,
not rattled. I'm
for
just,
me, a big thing with Gyökeres is he just needs because you talk about the chances, but then maybe he might not be finishing because he's not getting high enough quality chances, right? I think movement's a massive part of being a striker. This is what I've been begging Šeško to do for ages. Actually move. Stop running in a straight line. He stops running in a straight line. He starts doing some movement. Get away from your centre-backs. And I think if you want to talk about tonight being a massive opportunity for Gyökeres and they have Konate out, then you've got to be able to occupy centre-backs properly, bully them. Because the
Right.
whole point is meant to be like the strong bully, right, who will just
Flat
mow
track
down
bully, I
centre-backs
heard.
and everything. Yeah. You need to be able to actually do it, actually show it. And
At
tonight could be
the
a
minute,
huge
he's
chance.
getting bullied.
listen, when I hear you, I hear you. When all is said and done, though, he will be assessed on how many goals he's got. Like you
He
said,
will be.
he's not scored for God knows how long. Is it 10 games in open play, you said?
Yeah, so he's got
Right,
one
so-
pen, 10 games without
But
a
what
goal.
I would counter that with is in every game that I've seen Gyökeres this season, he's had at least one chance, a couple of really good ones. And for whatever reason, he's failed to convert them. What I want to see is him show some conviction in front of goal. So I referenced the Brighton opportunity. He had a couple of opportunities in that game, but that was a classic opportunity miss of somebody that is not confident. He was through on goal.
For me,
He had the goal at his mercy. He could have lobbed the keeper. He could have put it either side of him by hitting the ball properly. Instead, he was a half-hearted shot with no conviction and the keeper saved.
for me, when
not about-
when Arsenal played United first day of the season and he ran forward and backheeled the ball behind him, but carried on running forward and then looked for the ball, I was like, "This guy."
Was that movement? Was that occupying defenders?
No,
or was that
No,
rubbish?
that was just a
So that's what I'm
terrible
saying.
touch.
So that's
Absolutely
where me and
rubbish.
you are at odds. I hear what you're saying about he could do this and that and bully defenders, but you still got to put it in the net, bro.
Yeah, but I just feel like if you
When
can- if you
Aubameyang
can
was
get-
at the
if you
club,
can get
when-
away and bully centre-backs,
When
it gives you the
Aubameyang
best
was at
chance
the
to
club,
score.
right, and he's been our best striker at the club for quite some years, I never ever saw Aubameyang bully a defender, ever.
But his movement,
but-
his movement was fantastic.
Okay, fine. But it was a finishing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can have all the movement you want. It's the finishing, right? Putting the ball in the net. So,
Yeah.
But anyway.
we've got a couple super chats I'm going to get through. You know, Greg is local LFC. Big up.
Big him up, man. What a boy.
Big up. Says, at the end of the day, no player wants to go to Arsenal. It's everyone's backup choice. 80 million on an attacker and still try to get defenders. Up the Reds. 1-0 Liverpool. Gomez winner. Interesting prediction that.
Yeah, it's a very
Brandon B
interesting
talking 9758 says people act like Henry hit the ground scoring when he got to Arsenal. All players deserve the time to get used to the league. Carrington Blunt 1517 says Laurie, name the games Gyökeres has had clear cut chances.
every game.
Every game is a
Every
clear
game.
cut chances.
Every game.
So he misses clear cut
Okay, there might
chances
not
every
all
game.
there might not have all been like one-on-one sitters or whatever, but he's had good chances in pretty much every game I've seen him play. Yeah, I mean there was the game before with the two headers, one he missed that he didn't even get on target. That was very disappointing. Then there was the other one where, to be fair to him, he did as you create some movement, got in front of the defender, but then the header was misdirected. It's those type of things I'm talking about. Listen, I'm an advocate for Gyökeres. I want him to do well, but the blunt truth is, at the moment, he's misfiring.
It's
He needs
starting
some
to
goals.
sound like me with Nunes, man.
I'm not there yet.
I want to move on to that. Like,
Prem champion,
so
Prem
as someone who's going to come up against Gyökeres tonight, is he?
Me or
Yeah, you yourself at centre back
I
alongside Van Dijk.
reckon I could deal with him at centre back.
Well, he runs in a straight line. Just stand there.
Yeah.
He can't do anything. But is he far from Arsenal's most worrying threat for you?
If everyone's fit for Arsenal, I think Havertz starts up front for Arsenal.
No.
For sure. He's
just
Arteta's
come off
child.
months
And
out
then-
the game. You want
No, but
him
he
to
just
start.
said if everyone's
Did you
fit.
not just hear what I said? I said if everyone's fit for Arsenal, Arteta picks Havertz as his starting number 9.
What, tonight or just in general?
You're not listening. Oh, you must have some fluff in your ears.
You
If
talk so much
everyone-
rubbish, I don't know.
He's saying hypothetically.
You're not
if the
listening.
All right,
entire-
Yeah?
you tell me, because he clearly has
He's
a problem
basically
with
saying
English
Arsenal's best striker is Havertz. Is effectively.
language.
What
I
he's saying.
disagree.
No, I didn't say that. I said
Oh, he would
start.
if keyword, listen up, 2 letters long, right? 2 constables, constants.
Oh, look, you can't even pronounce
If-
it. Go on.
If every striker is fit at Arsenal, in my opinion, he has the full Arsenal to choose from, pardon the pun, right?
Oh,
And he
yeah, pardon,
goes,
right.
cheers, double entendre. I might have gone over your head like a sleeveless jumper, but for me personally,
Maybe it fell flat
if
like
they're-
Liverpool
well,
this season.
Yeah, I could say something
That
else.
was actually
just
quite
flat,
good.
but,
Well done, Laurie.
so for me, and again, don't overcomplicate this. If everyone's
You're
fit
rattled.
and he has everyone to choose from, Jesus, Gyökeres, Havertz, Marino, he looks at these 4 and goes, I would like, as Miguel Arteta, I just Havertz.
You know what?
Let's go.
Havertz is
You know what? I wouldn't automatically disagree with that. I wouldn't, because we know that Arteta seems to.
So you just
an
disagree with it
affinity.
in 2 minutes' time instead of
If you'd
now.
allow me to finish instead of trying to pursue your narratives, which are totally
in your opinion.
nonsense.
In your opinion.
But yeah, if I could finish without you once again interrupting us, then I would say that you actually do make a point on this occasion.
goodness.
Your first one in, 27 minutes.
This guy's rattled, man. This is a good show to you, man.
I'm going to sit back.
Honestly.
No, but to be fair to
I'm
Alex,
on
I
fire.
think he does raise a point. At Arsenal, a lot of the fans will tell you he has a certain affinity towards Havertz that some of the fans
He loves it.
find it difficult to understand at times. But yeah, he does have an affinity towards him. That may well be the case, but for the time being, Gyökeres will start, and hopefully we will start scoring goals. Both for
Hopefully not
him
tonight.
and for us.
Hopefully not tonight. And I'm not going to
Steve,
say anything.
Steve in the
so I don't
chat
wanna
says,
jinx
"What
it.
if Arsenal unveil Guehi today?" I mean, there was that moment where Guehi was being very friendly with the Arsenal players, but as we said before, I think Mark.
Sorry, can I
Guehi's-
just respond to someone's comment?
Yeah, go on.
Here we go. He's going to try and read out a comment now. So he's very good at
You know
this.
what? Listen,
What he'll do, he'll
before I
search
read
for a
this
comment.
out, before
No,
I read
no,
this
what
out,
he'll do,
Uncle
he'll
Laurie's the
search-
OG and I love him.
He will
Right? Hang on,
search for a
relax.
comment.
No,
right,
it just popped
to-
up.
He will search
It
for a
says,
comment.
"Bruh, Laurie has ears for decoration."
Oh, that was funny. You sent that one of your boys.
No, who
That's
said that?
no, but that's
No,
typical.
I'm-
of
Slim
you.
I'm gonna
That's
with about
typical of
15
you.
M.
That's
I'm
typical.
the.
It's
You
typical.
got to
Back
admit,
to
that's
your
a
point,
good
but-
one. Bro. You know I love you, but that's a funny
No,
one,
no,
man.
no, no. That's
Sometimes,
typical of
you
what
know,
that
listen,
kind
bro.
of. He will search for a comment that backs his narrative, and then he'll
What,
read it out.
That your ears
Oh!
aren't for decoration. I didn't say that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Regardless, there is
show.
also something I want to talk about just because I found it so hilarious, right?
Go
And,
on.
and we're going to get on to the game specifically more a bit in a second, but it's Thomas Frank and the cup thing.
I mean, it's
I find it
unbelievable.
Yeah, I
Dylan.
can't believe it. It's
So let's try and picture the scene where this
of all the
happens,
moments
right?
as well, by the way, after giving Bournemouth their first win in 12.
I know, it's very Spurs.
It-
Let's try and imagine, Laurie, the situation. So he comes in, I'm assuming he doesn't get that coffee from like the boardroom level of Bournemouth. It must be, you're in the change room, there's a kettle, a few coffee, like instant coffees, whatever.
Or like in the tunnel or something, yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
media
can't
room.
imagine he himself has made it. But what I'm trying to imagine is in this situation, he goes in the change room. The kickoff yesterday for them was what, like 7:30? So
Yeah,
he
7:30
arrives
kickoff.
maybe 6:15. He's having a little espresso. He's walking around the ground. The moment he either pours that coffee himself or someone gives it to him, my natural reaction to it, if anyone ever gives me something, I always have a look at it before you know, you got to have a look at stuff. But if people are giving you it, surely
Of course we'll have a look.
And we know that we'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. But because Arsenal were there on Saturday, I would assume that some Arsenal cups, espresso, because they're not big teacups, they're just espresso, shots. Someone's left it there. He's made himself one, or someone's made it to him. That person hasn't checked it and given it to him. Neither has he. And then he takes it around and does a lap of honour. The camera guy's going, oh my word, that can't be real. Looks at his camera and's gone, that is going on Getty Images right now, because that is on every single newspaper. Every broadcaster today has been making jokes about that. I've seen on TalkSport. I've seen on other channels as well. We did it today on DR Sports too. So, I mean,
Christian nailed that.
Yes, you lost the game in the last minute. That can happen. But for that picture to come out instead of the Semenyo celebrating winner, I still needed to be there in that moment to believe that was true with what I was.
I must admit, the first time I saw that, I thought it was a meme. I couldn't believe.
I went on Guehi to find it, to double check that it was genuinely real.
I can only conclude
275 quid it was to buy that picture.
Wow. Yeah. I can only conclude that such is the man's stress levels and stuff at the moment that he clearly.
But he was laughing.
What have you seen?
He's like that.
Have you seen have you seen the photo of the other angle? There's an angle of one of his coaching staff looking at him have it, and the coaching guy is just like, literally like he's got this wide-eyed face. And
do you reckon that's legit? That picture? I saw it. Do you reckon that's 100% legit?
Well, I don't know what to think anymore because I didn't think the first one was legit. But
I thought it was AI. I genuinely thought it was AI.
So one of the reasons I brought this up is because Thomas Frank now, obviously, he is in danger. He has to be in danger, right? Losing his job.
For that as well. That will not help. I know we're laughing and joking.
That's certainly not going to help.
It's not going
to
help.
Spurs fans are going to be against him now. Like
Can you imagine Arne Slot coming out of an Everton?
Yesterday.
Oh my God. Instant sacking.
Yeah.
I know. I saw Abby going hell for leather at it yesterday.
Do you not think that? Do you not think that is like an insight into his stress levels and his mindset at the moment? He just doesn't know.
That he didn't check.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not compass
He's
mentis
so
right now.
preoccupied and so stressed out that the man's just. That is an
Also,
unbelievable.
with those
food
espressos,
bar.
right? A lot of people just shot them and put them down, and then you don't take it on a walk around the stadium. It's not going to warm you up necessarily. It's not.
Well, it's just a little. It's a little bit.
It's not a big tea where you can like get.
But then, like you said, if somebody hands you something, you look at it, didn't you? You just.
If someone gave me a bottle of water, I'm seeing what brand is that water,
exactly.
what the pH levels are, where's it come from, what's the price. I'm not just putting it straight in. Pause. Yeah. Big pause.
I must admit, though, isn't it funny how things can turn around? Because I can remember at the start of the season, when Thomas Frank was appointed, everyone said, "Oh yeah, that's an upgrade on Ange."
I was annoyed that we didn't get him.
And in reverse, people were saying that Brentford are going to struggle. Keith Andrews, set-piece coach, taking over, no management
big
experience.
Up Keith Andrews, man.
And here they are, fifth. Andrews. Everyone's bigging him up, and Thomas Frank is the object of ridicule.
Yeah,
it's funny. How
but what's more funny about Spurs is that Keith Andrews was Brentford's set-piece coach when Thomas Frank was at Brentford.
That's right.
Thomas Frank has now scored more set pieces at at Spurs than Brentford have scored this season under Keith Andrews, and they're still below them.
Yeah.
So literally, Keith Andrews has Brentford score. Obviously, you've got Igor Thiago's having
16 goals.
One of the most mad seasons I've seen from someone coming through. He played 139 minutes last season because of all his injuries. But one of the reasons I brought this up is obviously we're sponsored here by Rocket Mobile. £16 a month for unlimited data, unlimited text, unlimited calls, 20 gigs in Europe. Make sure you click the link or scan that QR code.
You're struggling?
Because a little bit. But what we're doing here now is every you might not know this, Alex, every single Live at 5, Rocket presents Ranked. And I want to rank top 3 who we think, aside from Thomas Frank, are most in danger at the moment of losing their jobs in the Prem.
Well, Arne Slot has to be there naturally.
You reckon Arne Slot's there?
I wouldn't say
Top
1,
three?
2, or 3, but I'd say based on the results that Liverpool have had, I would say, of course, there's been, not that I agree with them or people agree or people disagree, but he obviously is or has been spoken about as potentially losing his job. So, of course, he'd be there. Aside from Frank, I think Nuno is probably there, even though I wanted it to work out a little bit more for him. At West Ham, he hasn't really turned a corner. They can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel at the minute. It seems to just be getting worse.
I mean, it's
the Wolves manager seems to be turning things around. I mean, everyone that was on the edge of getting sacked has been sacked. So there's not actually many. Maybe Nuno and Slot, maybe.
I would agree. I would
yeah,
have
that's
said
about
Nuno,
it, to be honest.
But the club actually released a statement of sorts today saying that he's going to stay in charge for the time being.
Yeah, but as soon
it's
as
not
clubs
not a
start
good
releasing
thing, that.
things
There you
saying
go.
we're backing
Kiss of
them,
death, innit?
that's almost.
I was going to go on to say that.
Every single time. A few weeks ago, it was Ruben Amorim. You know, we're still behind this guy. We still believe in his methods. Then he blows up behind the scenes in things, and then gets himself sacked, and he's gone.
Personally, I'm a big advocate for giving managers more time. Especially when especially when they're effing up, especially when Arsenal are about to play them. So as you can imagine, I was slightly disappointed when United got rid of Amorim and Chelsea got rid of Maresca, because we're playing them in the.
Yeah, but if you're as bad as you say you are, then that should be like.
Do you guys not feel Iraola might be in danger of any sort of sacking?
No, I think credit's in the bank there. I know it's 1 win in 12 or 13, which, on paper is relegation form, but I think when people watch Bournemouth, you see the imprint that he's had, not only just at the start of this season when they started well, but last season they were brilliant as well. Look at the players that they're selling, look at the profit they're bringing in. They're very happy, they're comfortable. I mean, if you're Iraola, of course your ambition is to try and get into some kind of European competition, or at least be in the argument for that. But as long as you stay up every year at Bournemouth, I mean, nothing really bad.
Well, it wasn't that long ago that, and I shared a platform with him the other day that I forget his name, Newcastle will be in. Eddie Howe was being heavily Clinton. Yeah. He was saying that if things don't buck up, he might.
He would have been next on my list, but that's only because of Newcastle fans that I kind of watch on social media. They're saying it. Credit in the bank. Credit in the bank.
Win was a massive win for them.
Yeah,
I believe that might be the latest winning goal in Premier League history.
Yeah.
I think the second latest is Nunes against Forest. Is that correct?
That was 98, right, or 99?
I think that was 101.
Or was it over 100?
No.
No, well, fair enough. I think realistically, if we were to make a top three, I know I said you can't include Frank. We almost have to include Frank because everyone else is so far from it, as you say.
Nuno, Frank and Slot, probably.
Nuno, Frank and Slot. I'm surprised you put Slot in there so quickly.
But it's not, I'm saying he should be. It's more, you said kind of who are three names that could potentially be. So he would, based on, again, the performances and the results, and not every Liverpool fan thinks that he would be in that conversation at some point. That just can't go on forever. But, if he wins tonight, it's a massive statement, and then...
because your form has picked up.
I know, it's
comparison
it's
to
4 draws in 7 though.
Yeah.
And those are games that, at home against Sunderland, at home against Leeds, you've got to be winning them games. And again, the last minute kind of defeats the Fulham result the other night. Yeah, if you win this though, this is a massive boost.
It wasn't that long ago that Pete was saying Daniel Farke was on borrowed time, and they've had
I've never seen a man lock in so much in my entire life.
Really good from him.
Because it's not even just the results are getting better; it's their football's been fantastic as well.
And they've got a striker that's scoring goals.
Who would have thought that at the start of the season we'd be talking about DCL being on a run like this?
I know. What they're talking about him possibly being now in the World Cup squad, which is.
I know. Well, he was in the Euro squad in 2021.
Yeah, he was. Well, that was after a season with Ancelotti at Everton.
So you know what that tells
He's
me?
He's actually lucky that season that COVID postponed Euros by a year, isn't he?
Well, because he then got into that squad, otherwise he wouldn't have been in it,
Yeah.
So that tells me that, with strikers, they can come back from poor form.
For sure, Look at Raul Jimenez as well, by the way. Big him up. That injury. When he was banging them in for Wolves, I would argue that he was top 10 strikers in Europe in terms of form.
On form, but that season-long period, 18 months period, where he was just fantastic.
Before his injury, and then it is always nice. Like even Harry Wilson, I know he scored against us last week. I knew he would, but even you see some players that have had, maybe rejection in their career. They haven't maybe progressed as they would have liked to at a certain club, or they get an injury or something happens to them. Then they come back and start. Kind of not proving everyone wrong, but still saying, look, I'm still the man.
Well,
I know I was injured, but I've come back. I actually like those kind of stories where someone comes back.
It's Ousmane Dembele. The guy went from £140 million transfer to Barcelona, went terribly wrong, went to PSG, injury troubles, left, right and centre, to Ballon d'Or winner Like, that is probably one of the ultimate comeback stories we've seen in recent times, of someone like being so hyped as a kid, 2-footed, all of that, next best player in the world, down, and then he actually achieves it like that. It's always a great story to see. A couple more super chats come in as well. Christopher says, Spurs definitely did not bring their own cups, which is so Spursy, stingy from top to bottom. And then Toby Martin says, Man U should re-sign Scholes from retirement again and help them lift the FPL again. I'm all right with Scholes not coming back to United. If we're going to bring anyone back to United from the past, etc., for me, like in the whole interim thing, for me it's Solskjaer. Or
I heard
Carrick,
today they're interviewing Rude.
I think he was just part of the ones they wanted to talk to because he previously overtook the club. But it's Solskjaer or Carrick. It's one of the two, and it's not both of them.
Who do you
the
want?
latest news? Solskjaer.
To go back, haven't you done that though? Haven't you been there?
only for 6 months. I want Solskjaer back on the contingency that I know 100% that he will not be here in the summer. Caretaker manager, interim, do what because I can't see.
I'd rather
the
see
Solskjaer
it given to Darren Fletcher if we're doing, I mean, he's already had his chance, hasn't he, Ollie? Like, give it to Fletcher, who can maybe earn his stripes and cut his teeth as a young British manager.
Well, I like
a...
Fletcher a lot, but I want him to stay with what he's doing with our under-18s. We've got such a talented under-18s.
If you get called up to be the manager, like, you forget the under-18s. Like,
No,
you've got to go manage the first
team.
team.
For the development of our academy, he's so essential to that under-18s.
Yeah, but he can still bring the under-18s through, can't he?
No, but I want to still see him with the under-18s.
Both of his sons are there, aren't they?
Yeah. His sons play for under-18s.
I'll tell you what was interesting about that.
For me, it's Solskjaer.
With the Fletcher thing is that all the United fans, the man to my right included, were going on about Kobe Mainoo needed to come in the team. So Fletcher takes over. So you think, okay, we're going to see Mainoo. He's still on the bench. How do you
first
explain
game
that
back from injury.
Right, okay.
Well, that's why he wasn't on the pitch, because it was his first game back from injury.
Right.
He came back from injury he was due to be assessed on Tuesday. They thought, okay, he's good enough to be in the squad. Then he came off the bench. Mainoo will be back in that starting 11, unless you think the Manu Ugarte should stay in our starting 11.
I don't know. Listen, I'm with you. I'm just saying I'm surprised he didn't start. But if he's his first game back from injury,
because he's missed the last 3-4 weeks through injury. Individual
What's the
training.
nature of the injury?
Calf problem. I think he's pulled his calf or something. But and then Bruno's back, Mount's back, Harry Maguire's back, Bruno Fernandes back. De Ligt should be back soon. Ahmad and Mbumo back from AFCON. For me, I feel like that's a good group for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be able to, because I can't see it being any different from what it was last time, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was fantastic start because he galvanised the squad together, whatever. He makes everyone start feeling good. Fans are on side. Fans like him. He's a club legend. And that worked for the interim period. We then gave him a contract and it went down and then back up again. But give him the interim, leave it at that, give yourself 4 or 5 months to find a new manager. An actual longer term, rather than rushing Amorim in and saying you come now or you never join the club, blah blah blah. Give yourself 4 or 5 months to actually talk to managers, understand who's the best fit for you, understand who wants to join, and make an executive informed decision based on actual research. I don't know. It's so hard for me to answer that question because I don't even know who's going to be available. If I was to absolutely pick any manager I want in world football, I'm picking Luis Enrique because he's one of my favourite managers in world football, but there is zero chance of us signing Luis Enrique this summer. So kind of apart from that, and the other big name being linked is Glasner, I'm not overly sold because I'm not...
Three at the back thing.
Well, I don't think he'd play three at the back with us. He's said many times in interviews he's done 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1, 3-1-2-4, whatever you want to play. But I'm not overly sold on him because I think he's at his best when he... we're talking about Unai Emery recently, where we're talking about, would he be the kind of manager? I see Glasner at the moment as a manager like that. He's good at going into a club like Palace or Villa, etc., and raising their levels rather than being at a club that are, want to get back to titles and being able to lift clubs to that. I don't see Glasner as that.
Okay.
And Nagelsmann, another one I like as well. Thomas Tuchel, obviously, I really like him as well, but they're World Cup managers, who knows? But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see who comes. There's nothing else really to it. But I want to talk back to the game tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, if you want to see, I'm gonna come to you first, Alex. Assuming the injury news is true, that Konate's not there, Ekitike's not there, and who's the other one that was potentially not available?
Well, I've been sent the team. I think there's been a team that's been floating around today, and it's Alisson, Bradley, Van Dijk, Konate, Gyökeres, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Frimpong, Wirtz, Gakpo.
So no Ekitike.
Would you be happy with that, or is
Isak
there,
or
is there
Salah.
no other option?
Is that
realistically the best Stoke
That's
can do?
literally the best. I mean, I don't know what's happened to Chiesa. You know, that fella gets injured brushing his teeth. So, if I could have picked that tonight, knowing that Isak and Salah are out, Ekitike was a toss of a coin. Let's say he's now out. I would have gone Chiesa. No, hang on. I would have gone Wirtz, Chiesa, Frimpong probably, and just left Gakpo on the bench. But it is what it is.
So I've got another
No
question
Jones
for you.
as well.
I've got another question for you actually there. So a mate of mine isn't happy with Gakpo. He's a big Liverpool fan. He's not happy with Gakpo at the moment. I've not watched loads of Liverpool games recently. Has Gakpo been poor recently? I know he scored what was meant to be a winner against Fulham. Obviously ended up being 2 in a 2-2 draw. But like, what's actually going on with Gakpo at the moment?
Well, he scored in the last game, but he isn't. His output wouldn't suggest that he is. I mean, look, it's difficult because he did score 18 goals in all comps last season. Luis Diaz scored 18 goals in all comps last season. Mo Salah scored about, what was it in the end, 30 odd.
Yeah.
So goals were flying around. Obviously, rest in peace, Diogo scored 7, I think. Diaz got 7. So they were being split around, and it wasn't so much of an option last year. But then you go and sell Luis Diaz. Then, we lose Diogo, and then we sell Darwin Núñez. So all of that weight that was towards kind of spread out to 4 or 5 different or 6 different attackers last season, we're now looking at Gakpo to say, right, they've all left, so you basically need to score 30 goals. That isn't a realistic expectation of Cody Gakpo. His expectations should be 15, 16 goals a season. But now he's being forced into the narrative of him being this kind of output demon who gets you 25 GA. Like, that's not really him, because he will not necessarily. Yes, he cuts inside and scores, probably 8 to 10 goals a season in that way. But the under kind of lying reason in my head that he hasn't worked in this Arne Slot season this season is because of his lack of commitment to the overlap. The amount of time, whether it's Robertson, whether it's Gyökeres, that make that run for him to make his life a bit easier, take a bit of the pressure off of him. He refuses to use it, cuts inside. He was a little bit more dangerous through as a 9 against Fulham, where he hits the post with a header, scores a goal to win the game, we thought, at the end. But I think, listen, he's 6'4", go and cause a bit of something with their centre-backs, and we'll just play through the middle to try and get on some headers. But that means we have to cross the ball. You can't just stick him up there, and he has got good dribbling skills. He's not necessarily known for beating a defender, but if he's 6'4", we might as well chuck some balls in the box. So get some crosses in. Give him some service tonight.
How do you want to see Arsenal lining up?
I think we'll line up very similar to previous games, unless there's any injuries I don't know about. But I am very confident ahead of this game. Not overly confident. It's funny because some of the Liverpool fans are more confident in them losing than I thought. I mean, I'm speaking to Liverpool fans, and they're telling me, "Oh, you're going to smoke us 3-0, 4-0, this, that, and the other," which is surprising because if you look at the history of the games between the two teams, they're always pretty hotly contested. I mean, Liverpool did beat us earlier in the season. I thought it was unlucky to lose that game. But if you look at some of the previous meetings, they've ended up in draws. But I do think the way we're playing at the moment, ultra efficient. If you contrast that with Liverpool's form, coming off back-to-back draws, we're at home. It's a massive game. I would argue, I'm sure Alex will probably disagree with me on this, but we actually need it more than them. Even, you know what I mean?
I disagree with you then,
Okay.
massively.
Well, I can understand why you would.
The opposite of what you say, I agree with in that instance. We need the points. We're
Yeah, but
desperate
we
for the
need
points.
it for.
Yeah, but
because with City dropping points, we can really put some.
But I was
points,
chatting to
8
Christian
points, right?
earlier.
Yeah,
If you win tonight.
If
win
you
tonight.
lose tonight and we get 3 points, you don't really lose any ground in the title race, do you? If according to you,
They
there is
lose
no
1
title
point.
race. No, this is your words. You said
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
started. What do you mean title race? There isn't a title race. So if that's the case, we need the points more than you because we're trying to catch up a little bit. But even if you lost the game tonight, you're still 5
No,
points,
we need to win
8
it,
points
trust me.
in front.
We need this. We need this badly.
You need the trophy.
You,
that's
to
what
be
you
fair, Arsenal
We
losing,
do need a trophy
Arsenal
badly,
losing
and we-
at home to Liverpool.
Exactly, that would-
there would be effects to that. I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big
So
time.
we need it.
Could
we
be the
need it,
start.
and we're going to get it. And we're going to get it.
I've
We
heard
will
this a
win
lot of the
today.
times before
Well,
when
you're
we
gonna hear
played
it
you,
again,
and you said, "Yeah, we're
and
going to
then-
smoke you 3-0, and then we just smoke you 3-0. But
When
Yeah,
was
well-
that? When have you smoked
I've
us
actually
3-0?
no.
When was
You
that?
said no. I think it was 4-0.
No, but when did I say? When did you? When have
I've
you
got a
smoked
video.
us 3-0?
This is when in the old office, right?
Oh, in the old office, right.
no, I've got the
But
video
anyway,
on my phone.
let's
No,
talk about tonight, shall we? Because
Yeah.
I think that's much more relevant.
Yeah,
We are
what-
going into this game in decent form,
Mm-hmm.
and the confidence is high. We're at home; it's going to be packed, and I would expect us to beat Liverpool. But unlike some Arsenal fans, even some Liverpool fans, even Alex off camera, who said that you lot are going to win, blah blah blah. I do think this will be.
Comfortable.
No, I think it will be a well-contested game, because what you tend to find with clubs when they're coming off a couple of adverse results is that they will try and turn up, and they're playing for pride as well as
This is
points.
a pride thing for Liverpool, and I'm, yeah, like I said at the top of the show, this is probably the least confident I've been going into a game. But go and prove me wrong. Go and show me with that level of pride that you should have every time you step out on a pitch wearing a Liverpool shirt. Yes, we've fallen off it massively, but don't go and get embarrassed. Like, obviously, Dominic Soboslai said what he said in the interview. Patrick Davison said, are you playing the champions on Thursday? And he said, if I'm not mistaken, they're playing the champions. We're still. So let's have a bit of that energy, a bit of that chest, yeah, on the pitch, and let's try, because we're not just going to roll over.
They will. I've got no hesitation in saying that. Liverpool will not lay down. They're not like that type of club. Okay, you've had some adverse results. Things are not going too well. You had the Mo Salah situation. It's not been your season
No, I
for a
think you
lot
can
of
say that
reasons,
again.
for a lot of different reasons. But I'm not expecting Liverpool to do anything but give off 100%. So we will need to be on our game. But if we are, as I suspect we will be, then I
Do you
think
reckon
we
you'll
will
keep
win.
a clean sheet?
You know what?
Because they
predict-
have been hard to come by pre-Gabriel,
exactly.
but Gabriel's come back, obviously, which is a major boost for you.
My initial prediction for this game was 2-1. Obviously, at that time, when I made that prediction, I wasn't aware of that Ekitike would not be playing. I was kind of thinking that he will cause us some problems. I'm sticking with 2-1. If we get 2-1, I'm cool with that. So
I was saying in the office earlier 3-1 to Arsenal, I think.
I could see that as well.
I think because how I think this game's going to go is it's going to be a little like your game against Bayern Munich, where it was like 1-1, like kind of it was tight for about 70, and then you'll be able to pull away in the final little bits and get those last couple of goals to make it much more comfortable. But I can really see it being like a tight game for 70 or so minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we'll dominate them for 90 minutes plus. I think there will be ebb and flow. Liverpool, despite myself and Alex's banter, we recognise that they're a quality team. So they
Doug
will
in the
have their
comments
moments.
says Saliba and Gabriel are due a red card. Does he get red cards?
Not,
Yeah,
he
he's
used
got
to.
a couple.
He's got a couple.
He went
doesn't
through a
But not-
reckless-
Not recently.
Not recently. He's
Not in the same way that
matured.
Chelsea are getting red cards, by the way.
He's
By the way, have you
matured as
seen
a
some of the
player.
red cards that went on yesterday? Like Jack Grealish's red card and Michael Keane's
Yeah,
red card and stuff
both.
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Keane, that was an absolute
So
disgrace.
stupid.
That was an
That
absolute
was out of the Peter
disgrace.
Crouch playbook.
Yeah.
And Peter Crouch still can't go to Trinidad and Tobago now.
Yeah, it was a Jack Grealish one that I find it so bizarre. It was he got fouled, won the free kick, and then decided to clap the referee
He was already on a
while
yellow,
on a
though.
yellow,
Yeah.
and then got sent off, and then Everton got a free kick. Like it might be one of the first times that a player's been sent off after winning a free kick. I can't think of many other times.
But the-
Romero the other day.
But to be fair,
Did he win a free kick? and
Yeah,
get sent
he
off?
got a knee in the back from whoever it was at centre back, and then got 2 yellows for dissent, didn't he? And then they had the free kick on the edge of the box. He won the free
it the 2
kick, got the
yellows?
free against Chelsea. Romero got sent off against Chelsea.
Yeah, I
no, it was
remember that,
against
yeah.
us.
was it against you?
No, yeah, it
It
was
was
against
against
oh, yeah,
us.
It
It was
the
against
same
Liverpool.
game that
He won the free kick and got
yeah,
sent
fair
off.
enough. Good
Well, you
answer.
saw
But
Paqueta
yeah.
earlier in the season, didn't he? He got booked for dissent.
Against
Just
Liverpool
non-stop.
again. I was at that game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Was
What
that
he
that
did
game
there.
with Greg, the big fella?
Crazy, like players,
Yeah.
and they know they're not
Got your
supposed
London
to do
hat
it.
on, yeah?
Some of the results yesterday, like Brentford, obviously beating Sunderland 3-0. That is, again, we were talking about Keith Andrews earlier. That is just like stunning from Brentford. Igor Thiago, 5 goals in 2 games. Where do you think he could go this summer, Igor Thiago? Because surely big clubs are gonna be
America,
circling him.
Mexico, and Canada, hopefully for him. Because
Okay,
no,
after the World Cup, transfer-wise,
well, he's probably been very well, respected and looked after at Brentford. There's no rush. He only got injured in pre-season last year. This is why we haven't. This is why we're only seeing him
Yeah.
now.
Well,
So,
it's
he has been
190,
there for 2 years
120
now.
games, yeah.
But look, he's only 24. I mean, he's
He
not.
looks older, though,
He's
isn't
he's a
he
direct
looks like
striker.
38.
He's a very direct striker. He's a throwback kind of big presence that isn't the quickest, but you know, you think you've got him with pace. The arm comes across, and you're nowhere to be seen. And he's scoring his hat-trick goal at the Dick and Dom Stadium. So he's not the best to look at. But if you're talking about on-form Brazilian number 9s for Ancelotti to pick from, you're not picking Richarlison.
I'll tell you what
And
as
you're certainly
well.
not
Shout
picking-
out to Keith Andrew, because I heard an interview with him recently. They were saying that they've done a lot to try and get the best out of him, which is something
like
that
his
some
style,
clubs
man.
can learn from, because they've got that big number 9 up front, and they're getting their wingers and wing backs, whoever it is, to get the ball into
Just
him
feed
early and
him.
in the ball. Something again, Arsenal, we don't do enough with Gyökeres. So, you know, there you
A
go.
point that I think about a lot with Arsenal, and it's something you said to me a while ago, and I do think it's so true, is that you're so used to a false 9 that it's hard for you guys to play just with a normal striker.
Yeah, we have a certain way
I
of
do
playing.
really agree with you, because you spent so long with Havertz and co playing with Foster, Marino coming and doing so well over the course of 2025, who is more of a, if you were saying with a striker, kind of a false 9-ish, because obviously naturally previously a midfielder. I do think it's so true.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, listen, Arsenal fans will tell you, Mikel Arteta is a very good manager, but he's also a stickler for the way he does things. He likes things very controlled. We play a certain way. We rarely deviate from that. And that's just the way he does things. At the moment, it's working. Cool. But I do think that we could provide Gyökeres with more service than what he's getting at the moment. If you look at some of the goals he scored when he's in Portugal, those kind of passes and that level of service he was getting in Portugal, he's not getting now.
Yeah. And also another shout, some of the comments are talking about, it's another shout out to Kelleher, by the way. Another great performance.
My
Again,
cousin.
it's all Brentford, your cousin.
My cousin.
Kelleher, it's like, I'm continually
You
surprised.
can't
by
do that
Brentford.
to a big Irish man like Guehi. You can't chip it down. Like, who do you think you are?
Oh,
Big
yeah.
cork
Look,
man, just
Enzo,
catch it and give you the thumbs up.
most
And
embarrassing
then smoke
penalty
you
of the
3-0.
season.
Enzo Lafite, what a clown. To be fair, you're talking about Alonso Arteta before and his kind of want to control the games and his tactics and his things that he's employed. And I do think Arne Slot has maybe taken a leaf out of his book. And I heard that on the coach down today, they're playing North London Forever on the coach. Just to get that, you know, like you did to us.
Yeah.
So I do think there's that as well, you know.
Yeah. What do we make of Erling Haaland's recent form? I don't know if you guys saw the Brighton City game. City-Brighton
did.
game. This guy's missing chances left, right.
There was
and
one
centre.
right at the end. It was absolutely sad that he
I don't know
missed.
what
The
Brighton,
Brighton
are doing,
chance
by
is
the way.
even worse though, man.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
they didn't score
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know
believe
what
that.
Brighton were trying to do there. 1-1,
keeper
10,
was
15 minutes to go.
playing
You're
out of
playing
his
out the
skin.
back with your defenders. Both of your
I
defenders
know,
basically
I
sat in
know.
the 6-yard box with you. Cherky's hunting you down, hunting you down. Haaland's hunting you down.
On another
They
night,
couldn't score.
that's like 5-2 to City that game.
Yeah.
But it was 1-0. It's just one of those
But
games.
it's
you
draw
can't
after
really
draw.
explain.
It's City are doing what you did the last like 3 seasons, isn't it?
Well,
it's like
I'm glad you
unsuspectingly-
mentioned that, because I was saying to my brother Robbie that isn't it funny that City are dropping all these points at this crucial stage of the season? Had that been the reverse with us, you know.
Well, it
what
has been the
headlines-
reverse with you previously.
Exactly. And what did people say? We bottled it. No one's not saying that about City, but they've drawn their last 3 games.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on at City, and they're splashing the cash. Do you think Semenyo makes any difference to this? Obviously,
Me personally,
60,
no.
60,
Don't get me
62.5
wrong, I
million
rate
quid.
Semenyo highly. He's a very, very good player, but I just think that the title's destined for Arsenal this season. So regardless,
No needle moving, even if they get Guehi and Semenyo.
No.
Just focus on
if
what
they
you're
get
doing.
Guehi
and
and
chill
Semenyo,
on
we
from
still
there.
win the title. We got points in the bank.
They better make sure that they don't go another season without winning a trophy. You know?
Listen, I'm
Even if
telling
it's the
you
Carabao.
what I honestly believe, and I've been saying it for some weeks. Is that not right, Dylan?
Yeah, no, I've been saying it for
Yeah,
months,
so-
straight in my ear, 3 times a week. I'm well aware. Last thing, actually, as well, Alex, I don't think I asked you if you score prediction tonight. Or do you not even want to give one? Have you got one? Greg?
Is this the on-camera one as opposed to the off-camera
what-
one?
No, I
4-1,
said on.
3-1.
There's about 3
3-1,
scousers all looking
3-1
at me,
Liverpool.
going, "Go on, lad, tell them the score, lads." I said earlier on DR 2-2, and it's the first time on this channel I've ever predicted us not to win a game. So maybe.
I was about to say,
If I
say
could-
screams
If I
of a
could just
3-0
ask,
win for
why
Liverpool now.
2-2? Why do you?
Because we've already beaten you this year, innit?
Hey, maybe they do double, but regardless, both of you
Got the last
have an
word,
interesting
yeah.
evening
Cheers.
today. Also,
2-1.
AFTV Watch Along is on tonight, so make sure you tune in for that. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching live at 5. I'm Dylan. I'm here every weekday, 5 till 6 p.m. to go through all the latest results. Join me tomorrow to predict some of the weekend's Premier League games as well. Apart from that, I will see you soon. Cheers.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, gosh.
Hi and welcome along to the best of enemies. Hey, you looking trim though?
You've been running from the show.
Don Robbie is here in Saudi Arabia. What are about your team?
It's not about Man United right now.
I'm a Saudi Arabia, man. They ain't gonna let me down. What an exciting game.
You were robbed.
You weren't
That
robbed.
was
You
offside.
VAR.
We are here today for the burial of Arsenal's Premier League dreams. How you doing, Rob? How are you, bro?
Well, none of you two can talk to me because at least we challenge for the league. Al Riyadh, they're taking on Al Nassr today. Big game. One of the biggest games of the season.
Do you know how shameless you are, bro? You're supposed to be winning the league, but you're doing a hate-along, bro.
I've been chased by a tractor. You've brought in opera singers. When you say Tottenham, you put respect on us.
Depart the room for about the next 5 minutes or so.
How?
Because we're going to talk about the Champions League. Who would have thought a Tottenham fan, a Manchester United fan, and an Arsenal fan would get along? Well, sometimes.